What's good, everybody?
What it do, baby?
We're back again with another episode of the best damn sports podcast show on this here planet.
Not your ordinary podcast show.
Nah, man. Those other guys do their thing and we do ours in our own little way. You know what I'm saying?
It's called
in our big way over
genuine, relate, keep it 100, Just like we were talking to you guys in person, man. That's how we looking at this thing, man.
Exactly. I go by the name of Rip 16, the GOAT.
I am Ty, the Jet.
And we are the mighty No Hedging Podcast, man. So last weekend, it was Super Wild Card weekend, and it was Wild AF.
Yeah, appropriately named.
Yeah, very. How did you do with your picks and predictions from Wild Card weekend?
Well, granted, the unexpected losses from certain teams, I went 500, 3-3.
3-3.
No thanks to Dallas and Cleveland and Philadelphia, for that matter. So 3-3 went 500. Not too bad, but obviously I would want to do better.
Yeah, I went 2-4 out of the picks. Partially because I didn't pull any type of trickery or bullshit with my picks. But hey,
it was straight up, man.
It was very unstraight up.
But
but in any event, it's divisional round.
Yep.
Only 4 games on the slate for the divisional round, but
it's getting tougher.
But hey, we gotta talk about it, man. So let's go ahead and dive into the rundown. First game on the slate, we have the Houston Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are a whopping 8.5-point favorite in this game at home, of course, because they are the number 1 seed. So they will be hosting the Houston Texans in this game. What say you?
Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens been sitting on ice for a couple weeks, which can be good or bad. It could be good in the sense of, okay, we got some guys that we need to, rest up. They need to heal for injury purposes to get better, get prepared. But for other purposes, it's like, okay, we had some momentum.
That was hot.
We had some momentum, and that momentum stopped. We haven't played for 2.5, 3 weeks, so it's like, all right, now we got to get that motor going. And now we are playing against a hot Houston Texans team who has a lot of juice right now. They are juiced up. They got
a big win.
Huge win at home versus the Cleveland Browns. Now they're taking their talents on the road up to Baltimore, which is not going to be an easy, battle for them. But I must say, they will be able to compete against Baltimore. The way C.J. Stroud has been playing offensively, throwing the ball, been protecting the football all season, hasn't turned the ball over a lot. For somebody, especially a rookie in his first year, to throw the ball as much as he's thrown it, to not turn the ball over.
Impressive.
Very, very impressive, especially getting a first playoff win. That defense has been stepping up, obviously, as we've seen. Had 2 pick sixes against the Cleveland Browns at home. They've been playing very well all season, right? They haven't been a top-of-the-pack defense. They've been kind of middle-of-the-pack defense, but they've been picking their spots and showing impact. But for this one, I do think Baltimore comes out and win. Lamar Jackson, I'm putting all my chips in Lamar Jackson's basket, man. I think he really wants this. I think this is probably the best opportunity that he's going to have to get to the Super Bowl, and I think he takes advantage of it, puts the team on his back, and get this job done. So I'm taking taking the Baltimore Ravens at home to win this game.
Okay. Last week, I chose the Cleveland Browns over the Texans for the reasoning of the defense
sold me on them boys too.
For the reason of the defense being better than the Texans defense. Now, the counterpunch to that was the Texans defense showed up, especially in the second half, in particular of that Cleveland game. And they played very well, and they were at home in that game. Now, this one they on the road, different environment. And that Ravens defense later in the season in particular has been very dominant.
Stout.
They were dominant, so much so even against a stacked 49ers offense, they were dominant.
Healthy 49ers offense.
Healthy 49ers offense also.
At home.
Versus Cleveland, one thing I was thinking about as I recount everything in retrospect, of course, when they played the Jets, they had a bit of a shootout.
They did.
They had a bit of a shootout in the beginning of that game.
That's concerning.
And I think they won out in that game because their offense was better than the Jets' offense, which isn't saying much, but their offense was better from top to bottom than the Jets' offense. And
they gave up like 20-some points.
Right, but they gave up a lot of points
to the Jets offense, who's been struggling all season.
Which they shouldn't have given up that many points to the Jets offense.
In the game for them to clinch to go to the playoffs.
Right.
That should have been a red flag for us.
Right, but they won that game so convincingly, especially in the second half. It's like, okay, they're giving up this. They're going back and forth in the shootout. And, at some point in time, you expect the defense to tighten up the game plan to kind of switch in the second half. They lock it down. That's pretty much what they did against the Jets. However, that shit didn't work against the Texans. C.J. Stroud was too good. They didn't show up. C.J. Stroud was too good. Nico Collins was too good.
Yeah.
And they ran a really balanced and well-distributed offense. Dalton Schultz had receptions. All those guys really came to play. However, I don't see that happening with the Ravens at home. Now, we were stunned in multiple games.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening with the Ravens. So, for that reason, I'm going to go with the Ravens. I do think that's a fuck ton of points, though.
I do agree. The way
way they played,
the way that Houston could score offensively, I do think that might be a lot of points. Yeah, I agree.
And then the rest, that might a couple of these linemen, man, they at home eating hamburgers and chicken sandwiches.
It might take
Baltimore to a little bit of time.
Might take them 2 quarters to get rolling. Yeah.
So hopefully Houston doesn't come out there and cook like they cooked on Cleveland at the beginning of the game, but I think it's going to take them a little bit of time to get some rhythm going since they've been so well rested with the offense, especially. So I don't necessarily like 8.5, but I do like the Ravens to win this game. I'll say that.
I agree, man. I agree. And then my boy, number 14 on the Ravens. Woo. What's his damn name? Forgot his name.
What, Hamilton?
Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, he should be playing. He got some time to rest. He should be ready to go. He covers a lot of field.
Boost.
That's a big pick. That's a big player to be in the game.
The boy is everywhere. He's like air out there.
Yeah, so. He ain't messing around. So, but CJ is gonna make them boys work because CJ been throwing that pill across the field, throwing it deep down the field. Not afraid to take shots.
It wherever. He's making every pass.
Not afraid to take shots. He'll throw that thing down the field first play, and we've seen that.
You usually don't see a rookie making every pass like that. So like I said. Or like we said, highly impressive how he's been performing. He's just going against a defense that's also highly impressive. So we're going to see how it balances out, man. We're going to see how it shakes out. They showed us something last weekend for sure. So I'm not going to downplay them too much. I just think the Ravens are that good. Yeah. So next game on the slate for Saturday night, we have the Green Bay Packers on the road versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this game, the 49ers are a 9.5-point favorite in the biggest point spread of the divisional round. They, coming off of this, is much similar to the Ravens. Pretty much. Similar, exact same setup. A young team that came out and surprised some people and was very dominant in their game that they played. Except for them, it wasn't no shootout. They just shot it up. Yeah. They just went through Dallas and they just did a drive-by on them. And but I expect the San Francisco 49ers to play better than the Cowboys. I feel like I have a lot more faith and trust in the 49ers to play consistent when they're healthy than I do the Cowboys. So for me, I'm gonna go with the 49ers to win the game.
Yep.
But again, I don't like 9.5.
That's a lot.
Because that's a lot of points. And the Green Bay Packers proved to us that they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And they proved that, hey, look, we ain't no pushovers. They don't really care about, oh, y'all got veteran experience, y'all got this.
Right.
Matt is putting together some nice game plans over there. He's utilizing the personnel very well. They utilize Aaron Jones to perfection.
Speaking of Aaron Jones, the key to Green Bay's success is the fact that Aaron Jones recently just started playing football like a month ago.
He got healthy.
he been out for the majority of the season. So his legs are fresh.
That's a big factor. He spent a lot of time down because of the hamstring.
Yep.
And he's back to full health. He looked, like I said, they utilized him to perfection.
I think it's 4 weeks in a row he rushed for over 100 yards.
Right. So I'm expecting him to actually come out and have another big game. Out of anybody out of the offense, I'm looking at him to have the biggest game. But, of course, he has to be the central focus for the San Francisco 49ers defense, him and Jordan Love, like putting pressure on Jordan Love. You can't give Jordan Love all day to pass. So they're going to have
And that's what Dallas did.
They did. They're going to have to pull them cell phones out and dial it up, as you like to say.
Dial it up.
So, but I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Steve
Don't like
Wilkes
the points.
Gonna be dialing it up. He's going to be on that phone.
But we're going to see what that Packers defense can do with that 49ers offense because McCaffrey needed that time to heal up. McCaffrey is consistent. You got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Kittle, who always plays energized and charged up, and we got Brock Purdy. We're going to see what Purdy does. He had a little bit of resting time, a little bit of time to recoup. We're going to see what young fella does in his second go-round in the playoffs.
Crazy thing about this matchup is both of the head coaches, they came off the same coaching tree, so they run the same style of offense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That zone run offense, you know what I mean? With the play action off of it, motion, a lot of that.
Yeah.
They run similar offenses. Like with Green Bay and Matt LaFleur, they run the outside zone with the cutback with Aaron Jones, and then you have the motion with Jalen Reed,
They
the
both
fast
got
receiver.
dynamic running backs who can be used in the pass and there
In the run game. They run a similar style offense, so that's going to be something to be looking. That's a nice storyline for this matchup. Now, for me,
wide receivers, though.
The wide receiver play is different. Now, for me, what I'm thinking is who's the better quarterback?
In this situation?
Yeah. Is Brock Purdy better than Jordan Love, or is Jordan Love better than Brock Purdy?
That's what y'all been telling us all season. Y'all was saying Brock Purdy was the MVP over Lamar Jackson at one point.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
That's what 49ers
That's what they said.
Been telling me Brock Purdy was better. They said Brock Purdy was better than Dak Prescott. He was better than a lot of guys. Lamar Jackson. They said this throughout the season. And I was like, despite me not being a Cowboys fan, I'm not going to downplay what Dak did during the regular season. And to me, I didn't see him outplay. I didn't see Brock Purdy outplay Dak Prescott in the regular season.
I mean, he had good stats.
He had very good stats.
But he
was a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, he had great stats.
But I don't know if he was necessarily better.
Until they played the Ravens, he turned the ball over 3-4 times.
Right. Now, flipping that around.
Who has a better game?
Over the past month and a half, Jordan Love has probably been a better quarterback.
Absolutely. 100%.
So that's what we're dealing with right now. Not the whole season. We're dealing with what you've been doing lately.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Jordan Love was a better quarterback over the past month and a half.
Yeah. No, but I think, in this matchup, I do think 49ers win the game for sure. They're at home. I don't, like you said, the points, it might be too much, but it might not be a lot, because when the 49ers, if they win the game, they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you, by double digits. You know what I'm saying? So, if they were to win the game, I think they do probably cover, but, it's hard to say with this Green Bay Packers team who's confident now, right? They have confidence. They went on the road to Dallas. They went on the road to Dallas, hostile environment with those crazy psychotic Cowboy fans, and they got a win. And it wasn't just a win at the end of the game. It was a dominant win. The game was over in the first half.
Right.
So that sparked a lot of confidence. But now it's, hey, we going on the road again to another hostile environment with these 49er fans. which is just about as psychotic as the Dallas Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
But the 49ers team is a better team. You know, they have pass rushers that's going to actually get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Nick Bosa, Chase Young. I think Armstead is coming back. You know, one of the best linebacking cores in the NFL. Fred Warner and Greenlaw. You know what I'm saying?
You also got Trent Williams on the other side blocking, and you know it's hard to get through. Like,
exactly.
Some of those pass rushes is not coming in the same way.
Even though Green Bay defense has been playing great, I think, you know, offensively, it's just so much talent that can go around here that they have to cover. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey.
My main thing for the Packers is I'm curious to see if they can exploit the secondary a little bit, because if I did see any weakness in the San Francisco 49ers defense, is the safeties, the secondary. So if you do have any success against the 49ers, it came by beating that secondary. So if LaFleur can put together another game plan, you know, that gets Romeo Doubs in space, maybe Christian Watson a little bit healthier, be able to take off the top a little bit, that secondary is the only way you beat them.
Yeah.
And Aaron Jones going off again. With him being healthy, I'm not going to put it past him. So I'm not going to say that they're just going to run them over.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the 49ers are in a position to win this again. I mean.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Next game on the slate, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions.
This is a good one right here.
Very good one. I feel like the Lions have had some of the toughest matchups and some of the closest matchups, and they've really been fighting. But the Lions are a 6.5-point favorite in this game.
And these guys played each other already this season.
Who won this season when they played?
You already know who won. Detroit. They won in Tampa 20-6.
So,
Detroit only scored 2 touchdowns.
Okay. So the Detroit Lions playing another home game, man.
Yeah.
Don't know if we necessarily saw that coming this lifetime.
Yeah.
But the Detroit Lions are back-to-back home games. What say you about this one?
I'm going ahead and ride with the Lions, man. The big D, the D-Town, man. I'm riding with them. That energy in that stadium, I felt that shit through the TV.
Yeah.
I ain't going to hold you.
That was fired up.
It was loud. It was electric. Like, I felt it through the TV. So,
it was fired up.
To get that first playoff win was great. And then now they have the confidence. In this spot, you would probably say, well, they already beat Tampa. Tampa already knows, like, typically the edge will probably go to the team that lost because they know what they need to do to get better and what to fix. So you might say Tampa has the edge. But for me, I do think Detroit, they have the extra boost, the extra edge with the fans, the story, the confidence, like the swagger, like the physicality, the way that they play. I think both of these teams kind of play similarly with trying to be physical. But the only difference is Detroit runs the football way better than Tampa does. You know what I mean? Tampa can throw the ball.
Well, Rachaad White puts together some good games.
Yeah, not rushing a lot.
Rushing and passing.
It's combined. It's more passing.
Right.
Yeah,
He's more of a rushing receiving yard.
All purpose, yes.
Running back, yeah.
But as far as like just controlling the clock, running the ball on the ground game, like he might have a run here and there, but consistently they struggle with that. But Detroit, on the other hand, they can drive down the field running the ball. You know what I mean? Like inside the 5, they running it 3-4 times if they wanted to. You know? So just the way that Detroit's been playing with confidence, they just have the confidence right now. I just think they got it. And they play way better at home. Like I said, they beat Tampa Bay 20-6 on the
season,
road.
they play better at home.
Yeah, they play way better
at home. So I think them having that 2 seed was huge for them.
Yeah, 100%. They need that.
They need that boost because they like you said, the energy was just electric in there, and you could feel it through the TV.
Yeah.
It was big. It was big seeing that game. They had all of their, Detroit legends coming back, including Matthew Stafford. Unfortunately for Stafford, he was going against them.
Yeah.
But I think I'm in agreement with you on that one, man. I think Detroit, the environment was just different because they haven't experienced a playoff game. and them coming back, I expect them to come back charged up again in another packed-out stadium for a home game. And this is a very winnable game for them.
Yeah.
They playing against a team that they beat before. Now, again, this Buccaneers team has gone through some trials and tribulations, and they know how to bounce back.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield has proved this season that he's not a pushover. He's not a quarterback to just be skimmed over and not paid attention to. People saw that for a while. They questioned his capability, but I think Baker bounced back really strong this season with the Buccaneers. Do you feel like that point spread being 6.5 is legit?
That might be a little bit too much. But here's the thing. I do see, what I like about Detroit is more balanced offensively. They have a more balanced pass attack, rush attack. You know what I'm saying? They can dig into each one of those bags and roll with it. I like the quarterback play. Jared Goff is not afraid to rip the ball down the field. Not to say Baker Mayfield isn't, but I think Jared Goff is a better quarterback in comparison to Baker Mayfield as of today. But on the flip side of that, one thing that can kind of get Jared Goff to cause some fits, what we've seen Tampa Bay do with Jalen Hurts is bringing that heat, bringing that pressure.
Dial it up.
You know what I mean? But like I said in the takeaway
I think
video,
the Rams gave him way too much time to pass
early in the game. Early on, then they adjusted after
when
halftime.
They adjusted, it slowed down.
Yeah, 100%. But I know Todd Bowles, he gonna dial it up. He gonna be on that phone. He gonna try to dial up that blitz and dial up that heat to speed up Jared Goff's clock. But by doing that, what they throw a lot of inside routes. You know what I'm saying? When you got Sam Laporta working the middle of the field, you got Amon St. Brown working the middle of the field. You got options.
I'm clear that Detroit offense, even with the dialed up pressure, I think they still produce and cook just because they have so many weapons.
They have outlets.
You got two good running backs. You got Pro Bowl wide receiver. You have a Pro Bowl tight end. Or all pro wide receiver. He should have been a Pro Bowl. Yeah. But and a Pro Bowl tight end.
Yeah, rookie
tight end. Mm-hmm. They got outlets, they got weapons, and then Reynolds, the
first quarter was him.
He was cooking.
Yeah, he was catching everything.
So you have those guys who step up, and he's a guy who's more of a speedster, but developed those routes throughout the season. So he's becoming much better with the route running.
Yeah.
You have all these weapons on offense, so I think they'll be able to move the ball.
100%.
The only pitfall, or the only thing that kind of balances out a little bit,
is the
Detroit's secondary.
Yeah, Cam Sutton
is still problematic.
Cam Sutton, he went to Jonesboro?
Yeah.
He went to Jonesboro.
South,
I didn't know that. Cam Sutton, Jonesboro South.
Right.
Shout out to Cam Sutton, man. Clay Coast South Side.
What's my other dude name? He went to North Clayton.
Who?
He was on South Side too, on the defense.
I didn't see
he's
it.
somebody else in the secondary
I
too.
didn't see that.
Shout out to bro. But I think the secondary gives up yards, right? We're expecting that because they kind of got a bend don't break defense. They kind of like, all right, we're gonna give up. We know we're gonna give up some passing yards, but we're gonna make sure we make you one dimensional. We're gonna try our best to stop the run.
Yeah.
Now
they just can't give up the big plays.
They can't give
plays.
up big plays like that in this game. Now, if they can play good situational football like they did against the Rams, I think they can hold off and get the win. But they cannot give up those big ass plays like that Trey Palmer touchdown and the Eagles give up. You can't allow that to happen.
Right.
You gotta wrap up.
You tackle. Baker gonna take his shots down the field, especially to Mike Evans. Mike Evans gonna get about 2 or 3 attempts down the field.
Right. So
now
you gotta lock up
them,
Mike Evans. That's what I was gonna say to kind of balance it out. To be fair, how many huge games have we seen the Buccaneers wide receivers have this season? We haven't really seen them come out and have too many big games. I think Mike Evans has been consistent. 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But as far as like a bunch of big games, they don't really have that in their wide receiving core. Baker kind of passes it to
spread it around
and spread the rock around. So I think they have enough defensive capability to be able to hold off what the Buccaneers offense has been producing, even though Baker Mayfield has been playing extremely well. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions in this spot as well.
I agree.
All right, man. Last game on the slate. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Bills Mafia.
Hot.
Red hot. The Kansas City Chiefs are a 2.5-point underdog on the road in this one, going against the Buffalo Bills.
First time Patrick Mahomes is on the road in the playoff.
Right.
In the playoff game.
Which is very interesting.
Yep.
That other than the Super Bowl, this is his first time even playing on the road.
Yep.
Which kind of tells you a lot about this team, because normally they're not even in a position where this would even be a possibility.
Yeah. It's a different team, though.
It's a very different team. So what say you about it?
Man, this is a hard game to decide who's going to win it.
This
For
is
me,
probably the most difficult to pick.
Yeah. I mean, the spread says it. But, I mean, we know Buffalo did beat Kansas City in Kansas City, 20-17.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I mentioned in another video with the Tampa Bay game and the Lions game, the edge usually goes to the losing team.
Right.
Because they know what they need to correct and what they need to fix.
Right.
Mind you, that was the same game that Kadarius Toney was offsides.
Yeah.
And they brought that play back.
Yeah.
Right?
Pat was pissed.
And that was the same game where it was a pass interference that wasn't called.
Right.
So
Pat was pissed.
Pat was pissed. So, if those things don't happen, Buffalo probably loses. Now,
And Pat wouldn't be pissed.
and Pat wouldn't be pissed, and and the Kansas City Chiefs would probably have home field advantage.
Right.
In this game specifically. But for this game right here, Josh Allen has been on fire. He's been hot. He's been carrying the team on his back. Offensively, they've been playing very well, but defensively, they've been playing okay, but they've been losing people slowly but surely. But they've been able to kind of man it and weather the storm.
Yeah.
Do I still trust them to dominate and beat the brakes off of anybody right now? I don't. Only reason why they had a good game against the Steelers because that was the Steelers with Mason Rudolph, right?
Mason Rudolph and without T.J. Watt.
And without T.J. Watt. Granted, it was still a 2-score game. They had an opportunity. If Patrick Mahomes is in that game, it's a different story.
Right.
But for this one, I don't know, man. I just think I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? Even because I think, even on the road, he's gonna do what he's gonna do, right? He's gonna figure out a way. He's gonna put the team on his back, right? Just like Josh Allen would put the team on his back. I think the X factor is Kelsey. Kelsey hasn't had a good game in who knows how long. He's been dropping a lot of passes, and which has forced Patrick Mahomes to extend plays and find other receivers like Rashee Rice, who has been coming true to form.
Rashee Rice has gotten better every week.
But he's still a rookie.
He's still a rookie, but he's gotten
better every week,
lie.
right? Now that was at home. He's played very well at home.
And then
now he's on the road.
At this point in the season, you closer to a second-year player now.
Yeah, you're a second-year player now at this point. But now he's on the road, right?
Right.
It's different comfort level. I think I'm going to take Buffalo in this game, man. I'm going to take Buffalo in the close one. I think Josh Allen puts the team on his back. I think offensively, they have more. They can move the ball a lot. They can score. In the red zone, they can score. Like we mentioned in the game against the Dolphins, the Chiefs struggled to score in the red zone. They kicked a couple field goals when the score should have been 35 or 40-7 instead of, 26-7 or whatever it was. But I think offensively, Buffalo, as we can see, they just put up 31 points against Pittsburgh, which is still a good defense, even without T.J. Watt. They still got a good defensive structure. But offensively, they can score the ball. They can move the ball down the field. You got Shakir. You still got Diggs. You got Dalton Kincaid, who's been a beast, you know what I mean? And then you still got James Cook. If they want to start using him and running the football, they can use him as well. So,
do you think their run game is as effective against the Kansas City Chiefs defense with Chris Jones, though?
No. It's not going to be as effective, but they have to commit to it as well because you don't want to become one-dimensional. Once you become one-dimensional, Spags is going to get on that phone and he's going to start dialing it up. And he's going to bring that pressure.
Kick or a black man?
He got both. Whichever one you want to get called from, he going to call it. So he going to bring the pressure. It's just that, when you watch, Josh Allen just has to minimize his mistakes. He can't turn the football over. If he can play a clean game, then they can win the game.
It's not going to be as clean as it was against Pittsburgh. I don't see that.
Right.
I see the Kansas City Chiefs defense as being better than the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
100%.
So Josh Allen is going Josh Allen a little bit, but how much? Are we talking about? Is it gonna be so much to the point where it hurts you in a situational football type thing, and the Chiefs capitalize? Because you don't want to turn it over and give Mahomes extra possession.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do that, especially with Rashee Rice developing. Kelsey is still a Hall of Famer. We're not about to act like.
And they running the football now.
And they running. They got Pacheco. Pacheco runs mad.
Yeah.
He's an angry running back.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what's going on? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
So, very interesting. But you said you're going with the Bills.
Reluctantly. Very reluctantly, because I don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes because I know what he got. He got that dog in him. But Josh Allen got that dog in him too.
I will say this. If the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, this is probably their best shot at beating the Kansas City Chiefs.
100%.
Because their offense is not at the same level that it was when they've lost to them in years past. So I will say that this is the Buffalo Bills' best opportunity, and they have a home game against Patrick Mahomes, which they've never had in the playoffs.
Right.
This is by far their best opportunity to beat them. My concern is, how much is Josh Allen going to Josh Allen? Is he going to come out and play another clean game? But I don't see him getting.
He's going to throw a pick.
He's going to throw a pick.
Yeah, he's throwing one.
That 0.5 interception
Take it.
prop is looking real juicy.
Yeah, it is.
So, but when is that pick going to happen? Is it going to come at a time where the defense can get a stop and not really affect them scoring-wise? Or is it going to come at a crucial moment and they get points off of it? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
The Bills have stepped up. They've been pushed in the corner. They stepped up. They getting more production out of DAWGS. They getting Shakur. As you said, Kincaid. He's another phenomenal rookie. Dawson Knox, also back out there, veteran tight end. So he has weapons to distribute the football. But the Chiefs' defense is. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nova. The Chiefs' defense is definitely better than the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
100%.
And like you said, reluctantly, it's hard to pick either one of these teams because I don't trust the Chiefs wide receivers, but I don't trust the Bills to dominate anybody. Even though they win games very close.
3rd and 15. Fourth quarter. 3 minutes left. You need to score. You got Josh Allen or you got Patrick Mahomes?
I'm going to pick Patrick Mahomes.
I'm saying with this offense, with the same players, same offense, which one would you put your money on to convert that third down, that 3rd and 15?
Patrick Mahomes.
Really?
Me personally.
Really?
Yeah, because for one, I know that he can operate with Rashee Rice and he can operate with Kelsey. He's also good at prancing out of the pocket. He getting them hands up close to his chest. He start running around. Patrick Mahomes will take off on you too.
Yeah.
We talk about Josh Allen getting those 70 yards, but let's not forget that Pat will run sometimes if he needs to.
Yeah. We're gonna see a lot of that.
So
over on his rushing yard.
Yeah. So for me, I don't necessarily trust Josh Allen in a situation like that to not press too hard and throw a pick. I trust Patrick Mahomes to not do that. And I think he has a better defense than Josh Allen has. So I think that they can mitigate some of that, and it gives you a little bit more confidence to play your game.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'll take the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Reluctantly. Right? Because this is not the best Chiefs team we've ever seen.
Right.
It's not. But reluctantly, I'll take the Chiefs. We don't know what Patrick Mahomes is going to do on the road in the playoffs because we never seen it. So
I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. For the record, I'm gonna probably change my pick by when the game come on Sunday.
We're gonna see what else come up on the
probably
report.
Gonna change throughout the week.
Be all over the place, right? Sort of like that Tampa Bay Buccaneers Eagles situation. It could change, but I would say this: how I'm feeling right now. I'm gonna take the Chiefs in a close one. Yo, best bet. Well, we're gonna get into best bets.
Let's go ahead and get into it.
Let's go ahead, man. That's the games on the slate, man. Let's talk about the best bets.
Yeah. We're going to pick all best bets from all games.
We're doing all 4?
Yeah, all 4.
Oh, you getting tricky.
Nah.
Ain't no dogs?
Yeah, you can pick a dog now.
But I'm saying, we normally do 3 best bets and a dog.
We're going to do 4 best bets and a dog.
That's all the games, though.
Yeah, we're going to do all the games.
You can't have a best bet dog.
Yes, you can.
All right, man. What's yours, man? Because I don't know what you're talking about right now. You just making up stuff.
Hey, man. This is what I'm going to do.
It's completely off script. He's just making up stuff. Go ahead and run your audible.
All underdogs this week.
All underdogs on points?
On points, yeah. Plus the points on every game.
So we have the
Baltimore Ravens plus 8.5. The San Francisco 49ers plus 9.5.
You mean the Texans?
The Texans, I'm sorry. Texans plus 8.5.
The
Packers plus 9.5. But Tampa plus 6.5. And then Kansas City plus 2.5.
The only one I don't really like that much is the 2.5 on Kansas City. I feel like that's another field goal game.
No, but you like Kansas City to win. And
I get it. I feel like, but if they do lose, I feel like
it's going to be by 3.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be by 3.
So your best bet would be Buffalo minus 2.5 then?
I feel like if you're wise and you're taking points, buy a point. Do yourself a favor. Either direction.
By 2.
I think if you buy a point, you're gonna be covered at 3.5 in that game. Because I don't feel like either side is gonna dominate the other side.
I mean, if Buffalo wins and they think they're gonna win by 3, then you good.
I don't necessarily think Buffalo's gonna win.
Then you need to take Kansas City.
But if they do win, they're gonna win close.
Then you need to take Kansas City. Then
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll go along with all dogs on point spreads because the Kansas City Bills game is the one that I feel like is the closest.
It is.
Both by the lines and also given the teams and just where they at this point in the season. We've also never seen a Kansas City Chiefs team where the defense is probably better than the offense. We've never seen them in this predicament. So we're going to get a lot of very interesting things. But, I mean, we're talking about former Super Bowl champs, and they got experience here. So they're going to come out
not
as
on the
prepared
road,
as
though.
they can be.
Ooh, yeah.
As prepared as they can be. So I can get behind best bets being all underdogs on the point spread.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
I like it.
Chiefs is scary, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
So with that being said,
yeah.
Do you have anybody barking though? Did you put them up?
If anybody,
tell the folks the dog of the week.
If there's gonna be any dog this week, we just talked about him. The Kansas City Chiefs. If there were going to be any dog this week, it would be the Chiefs.
See, but you trying to pull that thing again. You pick Buffalo and then pick the different dog. And then
those are two separate things.
My record.
No. The record on the picks is different. The dog is different.
This guy's a stat sheet.
It's just different, man. It's all
How you going to pick
separate.
the Chiefs to win as a dog and pick the Bills to win as a pick? How you going to
It's all hypothetical, man. Hey, if there was... All right, well, fine.
Go ahead. You pick the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the Bills as my dog.
Then do it.
They're not a dog. You can't do that.
Oh yeah, they're not a dog. You gotta pick a dog then.
I already picked the Chiefs.
No, you gotta pick somebody else.
I picked the Chiefs as my dog.
No,
they
you can't,
the dog
because you picked them to win.
What you mean?
Oh, okay.
How I can't do that?
I've done that a few times. Right. My bad.
What you mean?
My bad.
Fuck you mean? Yeah. I'm taking the Chiefs as the dog of the week. He's taking the Chiefs as his dog of the week.
Yeah.
Somehow. But
Oh, I see what you said because I'm picking both of them.
this is bullshit.
Yeah,
but
fuck it.
But we appreciate you guys tapping in for another episode of The Rundown here at the No Hedging Podcast.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Keep showing us love so we can keep showing it back.
Shout out to all the new subs, man. We fuck with y'all. We appreciate it.
Y'all guys. We need y'all. We appreciate y'all. So y'all keep tapping in with us. Stay tuned. We're going to keep on pumping out this content. Give us that feedback too. You know, we've been implementing some new things in the rotation, and you know, we want to know how y'all feel about it. You know, if y'all been rocking with us, keep rocking with us. We got plenty more coming. NBA's heating up too. I know the NFL's winding down, but that NBA is heating up. So we're gonna be right here in y'all face, man. Y'all keep on sharing, commenting, subscribing. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. And as we like to say around here, parlays, making money line plays, man.
Till next time, man. Peace. We out.